Robert from the future here again. We had just finished up doing some transmission things, and I said, let's go ahead and call that enough for one video. So in this video, we're going to start working on installing a radio head unit and a couple of speakers. I'm going to show you where that goes, how to get it all wired up, get the wiring harness and everything put together. We'll get some speakers in, and we'll finally have a radio. We'll have a little bit of music. It's going to be awesome. I hope you enjoy. I think this is a new perspective for you. Somebody smarter than me tell me if this is my good side or this is, I don't even know anymore. But next project on the pickup. My dad, God love him, he wasn't much of an electronics guy. I'm a huge electronics guy. Y'all know that. And at one point he had an old all-transistor AM radio mounted here where this sort of semi-modern cassette radio is. I think there was a speaker built into it, or maybe he had a little speaker, an extension speaker up here in the center of the dash. But the original radio location in these model pickups is right here in the center of the dash, right below the ashtray. And so I have a radio. I think I showed you that already. This is a period-looking radio with modern electronics in it. Oh, this is going to be awesome. It is designed to fit in the original radio location and look like an old AM radio. And hopefully, this won't take too long, but I'd like to have the radio and at least the two speakers set up today. I don't know about the subwoofer yet, but gosh, just having a couple of decent speakers and an actual radio in here is going to be awesome, because this thing, it does work. Sounds terrible. Speakers literally hanging from a screw over there by the heater box. So, I'm going to pop this out like that. Ta-da! And apparently that, I'm going to clean that up actually, that was the location of the stereo. Man, I just love this old stuff. Just all works. So, keeping this though. This is definitely worth keeping. Someone might actually need that someday. And I'm turning into my old man. Saving stuff I may not need. The radio actually comes from the back side, so there won't be much covering up this little bit of rust and grease and stuff here. So try to get that cleaned up a little bit. Some of that looks like corrosion, which I think it is. My dad told me a story once. He'd have a buddy in here, I don't remember who it was, and maybe they watched this show, or maybe one of my dad's friends who maybe watches these YouTube videos can tell me who this was, but they would, back in the 60s and 70s, it wasn't that big a deal to drive around with an open alcoholic container. And I guess one of my dad's friends had the, before they had the type of aluminum can openers, it was like a pull tab, you'd pull the tab. Well, for whatever reason, this guy in the passenger seat he'd pull the tab, and of course they're bouncing and shaking, and so the beer would just fly all over the cab. So there's all kinds of rust on the ceiling there. There's all kinds of rust right here, and my dad swears it was because the guy that was opening the beer would spray all over the place, and of course they wouldn't clean it up because they were driving, and so they would the beer corroded the dash and the ceilings, a bunch of it over here too. So not sure that's actually the case, but it is a good story. All right, got the radio there. Let me get rid of this thing. I don't need that. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, wiring harness. Oh, sweet. They've got a hands-free microphone in the kit. Very nice. Very, very nice. This is awesome. Let's see. Custom auto sound quality control check. custom auto sound. Oh, it's even, it's actually this is a pretty nice setup here. This is a very nice setup. So this guy, oh, look at that. It's even got the old AM radio station markings on the front. This is great. I love it. Okay, so this is gonna come from the back. Oh, it looks like my dad's already got some mounting hardware back there too. Awesome. Thanks, Pop. Let's see. I got my big old head in the way again. Oh, looks like, dummy, you got to take the take the nuts off of those shafts. Okay, well, I do want the washers on the shaft though. Let's see if that's going to be enough. I imagine it's actually just a simple mount that from the back. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that. It fits. Oh, that is so cool. That is so badass. Get the washers and the nuts on there. Oh, and that's why they have the little mounting strap for the back. Although I don't even know if you need that mounting strap back there. Probably not. I mean, it's a really, like this radio doesn't even probably weigh 5 pounds. I mean, it's so lightweight. I don't even know that you would need a strap back here to mount it, but there is one. Let me move this over here. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, look at that. I can use the one my dad already put there. Oh, that's awesome. 3/8, 7/16 and a half. Typically one of those three. This one is bigger than I thought. Yeah. Well, that's not some stupid metric. I think it might be a metric. I think that might be an 11 millimeter. 10 or 11 millimeter. That's all right. We don't need to go nuts. No. Oh yeah, no, that's totally metric. That's poopy. Well, that's what I get for buying a modern radio. Okay, probably a 12 millimeter on the front here. Nope. Actually looks like a 13 on the front. What do we got in the back? Way smaller than that. It's probably an 8. Totally whiffed it. That is interesting. Boy, 13. Oh no, it is a 13. No? 13 is a skosh large as well. That's all right. We'll use it. It's working. And then let me grab let's grab the 9 millimeter. Too big. 8. Well, 8 worked. We'll get this little mounting strap in the back added on here. Kind of nice. My dad had that just sitting there from, maybe he did have a radio in this thing at one point, took it out. I don't remember. All right, nice. Already mounted in the truck. And, oh, this is the best part. Anybody that knows, if you know, you know. Look at, oh, oh, yeah. See, oh, there's a little bit left in there. Dang it. Oh, well. I'm going to be a little lazy about some of this. Like getting this speaker out of here. I guess I could go get a nut driver. but I think I'll just get some pliers and try to juice this off of here. Juice it. Nope, not driver it is. That's being a butt. What else we got here? Take the wiring harness out of the back of this thing. Maybe, if there is one. Nah, wasn't even really mounted. Sort of a wiring harness. Get this ground wire loose. That's probably how we're gonna ground this radio, is put the ground wire through the dash. We'll get it going. Let's see, what else? Okay, gotta get this guy taken apart. This is kind of a neat little radio bracket, though. Oh, all right. There we go. Well, there's most of it. One more. Yep, I got one more strap holding on for dear life over here. Oh yeah, this is the bracket for the old AM. Ah, neat. Oh, that is the one. Okay. There we go. And the other thing, which I hope, so I've got a hot wire already that I can use. So I can put a spade on that. And then I need a, I'll talk about that when I get there. Okay, let's get this out of here. And we'll get this out of here. Now that we've got the head unit mounted in the dash, I need to find a couple of things for the radio. I need to find, on the fuse box here, just under the dash, I need to find a lead or a connection that is always on, regardless of whether the key is on. That holds the memory in the radio. And then I also need to find a connection that is on when the accessory position and the on position for the ignition switch is on. So I've got my handy dandy multimeter here. We're going to look for DC volts. We're going to look for something that is powered on. So the key is off. We're going to look for something that is powered on when the key is off. So we'll just find a ground in the dash here or on the, yeah, there we go. We'll use some steering wheel mounts. Now, this one is already going to, let's get that out of the way. This one is already going to the radio. So, oh, and I broke it. All right, well, let's see what we get. That one is hot. And then there's one up here that says AC20. This guy right here. I'm going to look at this guy. So that's 0. That's fine. But what I want now is if I turn the key to the accessory. Oh, wrong key. Other key. So that's the accessory position. Find my ground again, get my ground, and the accessory, okay, not hot. What about this one? Also not. Let me click that one more, turn the key one more click. There we go. That's a little rough, but, oh. That's an ignition. Oh, I just rubbed that off. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Let's see, AC and ignition. That 5 volt, oh, maybe that's 12. That is 12, okay. And that one is also 12. Let me go back one, click on the ignition. That one is 0. That one is 0. All right, I can make that work. So I'll use this one for my constant hot Use that for the constant hot. Use AC20 here for the radio. And I will start building the harness for this. This is our wiring harness for our radio. I don't necessarily know that I need to go through the whole process, but we're going to take the ground, we're going to mount the ground to the underside of the dash. That's already available. This ACC line, that's the one that is hot when the key is on, and then this yellow line, right, B+, that stands for battery plus, that is going to be the line that is hot the entire time, that holds the memory for the radio. So really all I'm going to do, I've got these fancy solder-on butt connectors. I'm going to cut these tips off because I don't have that type of push-in connector for these. Cut those off, well, save the ground. We'll cut those off. We'll get a butt splice in because I'm going to need a little more length on these. And then put some spades on the other end of this. That's hardware, don't need that for now. Stay. I ran out to the truck real quick and got a rough measurement of how much wire we're going to need to make the harness reach over to that fuse panel. And found some primary wire in the other garage. Thanks, Pop. Good thing he's always got lots of extra stuff. Now the problem is, where is the end of it? Well, when in doubt, just open it up. Savage. Oh, there's the end. Right where I couldn't see it. Yes, I realize I have the wrong color primary wire for the battery lead on this harness. It's okay. It's going to be under the dash. It'll be fine. Somebody might see it, and y'all will know, but I don't think anybody else will know, nor will they care. All right, so we got to get rid of that lead, and we're going to get rid of the schmooshed end, and then super easy, you just come in here and strip off a little bit of wire like that. Same thing on this side. I just got some needle nose that I'm using for this. The one thing I do like about the next part that I'm going to show you, I have these heat activated butt splices. These are really slick. They're heat shrink and they are solder. And so when you heat them up, you melt the solder melts into the electrical connection, adds a little bit of mechanical support in there as well, but because it's also heat shrink, it basically waterproofs them. That might be a touch on the, yeah, that one's too small. Let me go one size bigger. So we'll get these in here. Yeah, stretch out my length. I think this company that makes these heat shrink butt splices also makes like these spade terminals that are also heat shrink and solder, which would be, that'd be awesome. That'd be a great way to do a spade connection too. It'd be nice and solid. So yeah, you just get these lined up in here, so long as you don't grab any strands of copper. Mush those together in the middle. So now you've got your two leads. You get some heat into that. I've got a hot air gun here behind me. I'm going to get that set up. Throw some heat into that. Makes a solid connection. We'll get a spade on the other side. Keep moving. Where is my heat gun? I think it's in a drawer. Not that one. There it is. And now I need some electrical power. It just never ends, y'all. Okay, let's get some heat into this. Get this shrunk down, get it soldered up, and then we will move on to the next one. goes. Just see that solder start to melt in there. Give that a second to cool off. Get it solid, but yeah. You can just barely see around the edges of the solder joint that melted in. Got one more of those to go. Yeah, there it goes, starting to cool off. One more of those. And then this one, I think I might use this pink wire for that. Yeah, because that accessory lead is not quite as big as I thought. So the battery lead is fairly large, so you want to put a little bit bigger wire on that. Make sure you've got enough ability to pass current, right? Because it's going to pull for the power for the speakers and everything. And then this one is a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go with that pink wire because it's about the same gauge of wire there. I'll just shrink down a little bit more on this side. Bunch of heat into that solder. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, nice. All right, let that guy cool down. And we're gonna take a little bit off of that. And just a scotch more. Yeah, like that. And then we gotta put that in here. And then we gotta mush that down. And I think, since this is sort of a hard plastic, I'm gonna put a little bit of heat shrink on that. Because I'm a weirdo. Ooh, I might even color code it so I know what it is. We'll make those both red. Since they're power. Where's mine? There you are. Okay, stick this down in here. Like schmear. And then I try to find the seam and just use some pliers and get a good mash down on that so it stays in there. Not a good enough mash. I'm going to get a bigger set of pliers. Ooh, channel locks will do it. Oh, you dummy. Got to put your heat shrink on first. Yeah, that definitely was not. Not firm enough with the needle nose. You obviously saw how quickly that just came out of there. Let's see if I can get this to go back into this one. Nah, why am I wasting that much time? I'll just go grab another one. Oh, can't screw it up too much. Only got 2 left. Okay, now I'll get a real good bite out of this. Like so. Oh yeah, nice. And then, let's see if we can get some heat shrink on that. I do like to make things look neat and tidy if I can. One more. Yeah, sweet. And then ground we've already got. I am going to use the amplifier amp CTL. That's the amplifier control line. I am going to use that. I did get I think I showed you, a subwoofer for this. Okay, back to the truck. Puppers! Hi, Puppers! So nice to see you. You're so sweet. I am a terrible human being. I did not get rawhides for you. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're all wet too. Gross. And you're muddy. I'm so sorry. I didn't get rawhides. Okay, bye. Neighbor's dog loves to come over. My dad used to feed that dog rawhides and biscuits, dog biscuits, and she just keeps coming over, and I keep forgetting to buy rawhides. Oh, filthy. Okay, hopefully. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go. That's the antenna. I'm gonna go up and over the hi doggo. Yes, you're such a sweetheart. I don't have any rawhides for you. I'm terribly sorry. I will have to get some. In fact, I might call my brother and have him get some on the way up, because he's coming up today too. Okay, so get our wiring harness up in there, and then it goes this way, like so. Yep, just gonna toss those that direction for now. Oop, don't want to go over that. I want to go over that, and then over the steering column. Okay, and I'll get those pulled through. Yeah, up. I'll go over that cable too. Choke cable. Okay. Hopefully I made those long enough. I guess we'll find that out. But the other thing that we can do while we're here is put our ground in on one of these mini. Oh, I got a great idea. I'm gonna go this way, around like that, and then I'm gonna stick it in that one right there. Yeah, let's use that one. So I'll get a little bit of this action. Because if you're gonna use the chassis for a ground, you gotta make sure you got some bare metal to get a good electrical connection. Alright, so put that one like that, and then, oh nice. I'll put that down in there, and then put our washer and a little, oh, my ground slipped out. That's okay, easy to fix. Yeah, there is sort of a direction there. There you go. Yeah. Ah, still didn't catch it. Dang it. I swear I had it that time too. Sort of doing this blind underneath here. Well, let me make it painfully obvious. Yeah, get a bunch of space under there. Oh. I'm probably covering up your view with my big noodle. Sorry about that. Ooh, actually, I like that. Let me put, I like stuff supported here too, so we'll go up and around that. That'll help hold that up out of the way. And then, I mean, I could just do that, but I'd rather hide this a little bit if I can. All right, well, let's try this again. Oh, man. That's definitely should work. Come on. Oh, saved it. All right. I need a third hand. There we go. Okay, so that goes there. This goes on there. And then this goes through here. And then we put that on there. And we hold it all together really tight. Oh, I dropped my nut. Hey, I got it. Go get a little pair of pliers or something, get that nice and tight. Why would we do something silly like that? Maybe a lock washer, split lock washer. I'm probably right in your way too, y'all probably can't see. Sorry about that. Give it a little bit of what fur there. All right, let's try that for now. Feels like my ground is still connected. That's good. And now, if I'm not a dummy, oh, just enough. Look at that. Just enough. Okay, so the pink one was the accessory, which is this guy up here. Oh, actually that plastic is going to be, he's going to fit in there. And then, what was the, this is this bottom one down here. Was our constant power. Oh, I just saw it spark too. All right, there's our two leads. We got the ground. I did see it spark, which is a good thing, which probably means the radio is getting power, so our ground is good. I'm going to move you up here. I'll give you a spot and see if it comes on. I don't even know. Guess I should get the directions and figure out how you turn this thing on, because it's, I'm assuming it lights up the face there. I got nothing. Oh, haha, dummy. You gotta turn the key on because it needs the accessory. Okay, so there's the, push it. Hey, look at that. All right. We got a radio. Oh, and it's searching for Bluetooth already. Love it. Well, now I'll get some knobs on there. We'll get some speakers installed in the kick panels. Well, again, there's more content here than I thought there was. These projects, as you can imagine, take a little bit longer to do than you initially think. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today. But in the next video, we'll get the speakers set up, get those wired in, and we'll get some sound in the pickup. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Anyway, I really, really appreciate you watching. If you would do me a favor, if you click on the subscribe button, and then there's a little bell icon. If you click on that, the little bell will make sure that when I upload a new video, you get a notification on your phone or whatever that I uploaded a new video. So really appreciate it. If you would click on the like button as well, and love to hear your comments. I interact as much as I can, but look forward to seeing y'all on the next one.